2 days ago doing our show, and I was on stage and I was like, hey, wow, this is my dress that I wore when I was a figure skater when I was a kid. And I'm like, lying. And afterwards, this dyke comes up to me and she's like, oh my God, I was a figure skater for 15 years. It's so good to meet another figure skater. And I was like, oh, honey. Honey, I'm a liar. And then she took me home. All right, the Gladstone. Yeah, true story. The Gladstone. It had already been a rough night. The Butch and I were making like bikers whose bikes are permanently in the shop, and as so, we had to go to the seediest bars and do seedy things via public transit, which is awfully hard to drink inconspicuously on. The biker bar on Queen near Soho was a bad joke, full of frat boys on dates with underweight Toronto girls. A pensioner, the Duke of Connaught, tried to purchase my services, then walked away when he realized my pimp was a girl. The Cadillac was charging a cover. We'd already made out under the scary trestle of the Dufferin Street Bridge, and we were bored and wanted more beer. So in we strutted to our favorite end of the night, end of your life bar. Her in leather chaps, and myself in rabbit fur and PVC. Now, finding out it was past last call was a bummer. So we decided not to scrap the whole trip and just get off in the John and take a taxi to get home. A fine, simple plan, except that pressed against sticky, ancient wallpaper, I often find it kind of hard to get comfortable, and, you know, so usually I just fist fuck the mighty multi-orgasmic one into a nice oblivion and then come calling for my sugar when we get home. But tonight, I just wanted to get her to sink that pretty blue cock I saw she had down her pants in me over a toilet in the Gladstone bathroom so I could shake and stifle moans and lose it and run a fun fuck with a hot girl. So we swaggered back to the women's washroom and chose the stall with the broken window that overlooks the alleyway where everyone gets stoned. Pushing the door closed, I held her against it with a hand against her throat and kissed her. Twisting me around, we got down to business, and I rode her first, then over the throne, and then with her seated on it, and then had finally situated her on the floor where I can get excellent leverage. Spit on her dick and was just about to slide it in when suddenly Donna, the Gladstone's humpbacked waitress, busts in the door and yells, "Hey, bar's closed, you two get out of there." Now I knew we would get caught eventually, and I knew we were in for a walk of shame. Two things my girl did not seem to comprehend. Nevertheless, as we exited the rear of the establishment, the entire bar staff was lined up to shake their heads and cluck their tongues at us. And Donna said, "You better behave respectably when you come to my bar," which means a lot, considering that I have seen a man fillet himself with a dead fish on stage in the Gladstone. I think they were just upset because we didn't buy any beer.